Australia, we've all grown up with chocolate crackles. They're a little bit of an iconic dish from my childhood especially. But I'm going to show you how to use Copha in a dessert that I think will appeal to adults. So I'm going to make a dark chocolate peanut butter cups. So the first thing I'm going to do is make the base of my dessert. So I've got some Copha here. I'm going to use half a cup. And conveniently, it says half a cup on the packaging. So I'm just going to cut straight through it. And you'll see that it's a solid oil. So it's actually 99% coconut oil, and it's really easy just to melt down. So straight into my saucepan. And then I've got 250 grams of butternut snap cookies. Now, you don't have to use butternut snaps, but use Anzacs or something like that as well. And I'm going to blitz these up. Now, this Copha is almost melted, and immediately I'm just reminded of chocolate crackles. It really brings me back to my childhood because you can smell that coconutty smell that's really synonymous with Copha. So straight into the blender, lid back on until it's really well combined. Okay. So this is the base of the dessert done. Now I've got a baking tray that I've lined with little patty cases. So about a teaspoon of the mixture in each, and just pat it down so that you're creating a nice crunchy base for the dessert. Now if you've got the time, you can set this in the fridge or you can just let it cool at room temperature. It's up to you. So these bases are done. I'm just going to set them aside and allow them just to firm up a little. And I'm going to melt my Copha and get started on my yummy dark chocolate and peanut butter fudge filling. So I'm just using half a cup of Copha, which is just the remaining Copha left. And that's just going to melt gently. And then I'm going to add in my chocolate and peanut butter. So I've added in 500 grams of dark chocolate and it's whisked in really, really easily. And now I've got 1 cup of smooth peanut butter. Now you can use crunchy, but I prefer to use smooth. And also you can use milk chocolate as well. Now this is sort of going to make like a fudgy filling, which we're going to place on top of our base. Now you can see that it's quite liquidy at the moment, that when we cool it down, it will become quite fudgy. So to make it a bit easier to fill my little patty pans, I've got a measuring cup. I'm just going to pour that fudge into there. And then just individually fill each cup. The chocolate is really nice and smooth and glossy. Now I'm just going to set this in the fridge for about 15 minutes and that'll just firm up the chocolate. Now if you're short on time as well, you can also put it into the freezer for around 5 minutes. So I'm putting together a little peanut praline. I've mixed together about a cup of water and half a cup of sugar. You can see that it's getting a nice golden colour, which is what you want. You don't want it too blonde or else you're just not going to get that nice toasty flavour. So don't play around with it too much. You can just give it a bit of a swirl. I'm going to pour that straight over my peanuts. I've lined the tray with some baking paper so it doesn't get stuck. So that's really nice and a dark caramel colour, which is what you want to achieve. So this won't take long to set, perhaps about 5 minutes. So I'm just going to set it aside. Then I'm going to crush it up and add that on top of our peanut butter cups. This little dish really does have some great flavours going on with the dark chocolate and that fudgy peanut butter, as well as just a hint of coconut and also the praline. They really do make a perfect adult sweet treat.